Alright, so I've been talking with a lot of people, doing a lot of stuff here to make sure you are ready for this collaboration. This more so as a prep guide, but I will include mainly the aspect of gear. This video is basically about gear with a small subsection towards talking about just prepping in general, right? Today, let's jump into it. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, helps out a ton. Let's jump into it and let's talk about everything. And yeah, first off, I'll start with a character that is the easiest to gear. So far over here on JP, I have not yet built their UR gear because I wanted to wait to make this video to make sure I get the proper points out there. And again, if anything changes and if anybody wants to bring up some points in the comments, you're more than welcome to. But if you're looking to go and gear the one and only Ainz you're gonna need to go and use HP defense, which I don't have right now, so let me go and equip one. But yes, I swapped his HP gear set. I was using one. I was basically building it to make sure it's ready to go for him. But yeah, he kind of is a character that mainly you're not really using in PvE-oriented content. Part of his passive is restricted to PvP content, which is the main gimmick for him, right? You have to realize that he more so is a PvP character. So if you are going for the PvP element of it all, you kind of need HP defense, right? Because you're not really relying on his damage, because these things are mediocre damage. It's not hitting for like insane amounts. You're mainly relying on his passive to proc, right? Which will take you 3 turns, or rather 3 hits, and then on the 4th hit, finally it procs, which again, 3 single targets, or rather 3 AoEs, and then the single target to proc it right after. It's kind of all you got to do. It's very simple, very easy. And that's kind of how it goes. So if you want that to activate, it will take you time. It's not like an easy thing. And you don't want him dying before that activates, because the main part of his kit really is just his passive, right? That is the bread and butter. So to make sure you make it to the passive, HP defense kind of is what he wants. That's really it. Now, if you're playing like PvE-oriented content, you're really not using Ainz more so. Part of him is restricted, like the main part, so you're really not getting too much out of it. But if you really want to do it, just go for attack crit. I don't recommend it at all. I would say that HP defense really is his bread and butter, because again, he's a PvP character, right? Part of his passive is restricted, which is the death part, which is the big part of him, hence why it mainly is HP defense, simply put. And again, in this game, you have to realize that out-CCing a person is more beneficial than most of the things, so going for HP defense, regardless of anything, is where the actual bread and butter comes in for every character. So again, realize now, if we're looking at Ainz, it's 100% going to be HP defense in my book. But again, you want to go and retort in the comments, well, welcome to. Let me know. Another character I sort of know more than most stuff, right? This character is Shalltear. Again, with Shalltear, I think the best way to build this character really is just HP defense. Why am I saying that? It's because she is similar to a character like Meliodas, or Purgatory Meliodas. When he gets into that frenzy mode, or when he gets into his true magic mode, and when she gets into her frenzy mode, they basically are killing. They're going to do a lot of damage, and it really doesn't matter whether you have attack crit or not on. But she does very mediocre damage without frenzy, not true magic, frenzy enabled. So realize now you're not going to really expect too much from her outside of her passive. Again, being frenzy, when she's attacked 3 times, whether she attacks 3 times depends, right? You know, that's basically where it is. But she really is a very, very powerful character. And it's kind of just the point that, you know, I think HP defense is enough. But again, it's up to you. You want to try out, if you want like PvE-oriented content, you don't want HP defense. You really don't. You just kind of want attack crit. So if you're going for a PvE aspect, attack crit is not a wrong idea at all. Like literally at all. Attack crit is actually pretty much recommended in a way, yeah? So if you want to do it in PvE content, it's kind of attack crit. Again, PvP-oriented content, you still need out-CC, and she does take a lot of damage a lot of the time, and she also is a glass cannon. In frenzy mode, she is an absolute glass cannon, because you're dropping 30% of her defense. So, mainly, in my opinion, HP defense is the better option. She does do a lot of damage, but attack crit is perfectly fine, and it should work, and it should be also fine. So if you want to go for that, you're definitely welcome to. Both gear sets are fully viable if you want to try it, right? For my testing, I'll do a little bit further testing and let you know in the comments if anything changes. If anybody wants to retort in the comments again, I will pin a comment and make sure the right answer is said. But for this character, it really is HP defense or attack crit. It's depending on what you want to try. PvE content, if you're using her for that, then you probably want to go attack crit. But again, remember, she scales off debuff. And is it a smart idea to use her in PvE content when you can't debuff most of it? You know, got you there. So decide up what you want to do with this one, but both work, both work. So Cocytus over here, I haven't finished building my Cocytus yet, and I haven't been able to test him. I am not a guild boss player, but Cocytus really is, and this is mainly his bread and butter, being both final boss and guild boss. With those 2 instances being marked as the 2 contents he thrives in, he really is just an HP defense character, correct? Again, I was building an attack crit set, or I threw on an attack crit set. Originally, I was going for HP defense because he looks to be the case where he is an HP scaling character. So really, HP defense is his best thing just because of where he places most of his use case, which is, again, Knighthood, Guild Boss, right? And the one and only Final Boss. And both scale off of HP, so he kind of works as that gear set, 100%. But again, if you don't plan to actually play Guild Boss and or Final Boss, you don't really care for it, then just go attack crit and see what you do. Really, that's all that there is. I think that he does okay on Belmoth. I think that's where he is used. So for the most part, it's up to you if you want to go attack crit on him. But again, if you're doing Guild Boss, you're taking it seriously, or Final Boss, mainly it's kind of right for HP defense, but again, it's fully up to you, it depends. It's not really a wrong answer, so just check it up and see what you cook up with. Okay, so this character's a bit of a weird one. I'm going to be very honest with you. I only see really 2 gear sets work. Well, 3 if you consider it, right? So the 3 gear sets will be, first off, you can just go a plain HP defense and this character works. It's high CC, it's beneficial, it's easy to use, it's simple, and it's something that you already probably are making. So HP defense works perfectly. Now, if you want to get a step further, people are doing this, which again, is fully up to you. They're doing HP instead of defense. They're changing this to a Fortitude piece, which is again going to be crit defense. I think this is Fortitude over here. So crit defense is what they're going with, being these 2 middle pieces, correct? Now, let's say that's not what you want to do. The third option, I think this is one of the better options, but again, it's either HP defense, HP crit defense, or attack crit defense, okay? So again, what you're going to want to do when you build this character, depending on how you want to build this character, again, we don't know how Hero Arena will turn out, because this character can be absolutely annihilating in Hero Arena. Do you want that extra attack to make sure? Or do you need your character to tank more? And if she's not that tanky with, again, HP defense, is she going to be able to do that damage? Because if she's dead first turn, how are you doing anything, all right? PvP wise, let's go off of that aspect. It's definitely going to be HP, kind of crit defense or defense, depends on what you want to do, right? Because she will excel in that content, being where she's out CCing, she's doing very good there, and she just has insanely high HP, being able to annihilate them while staying alive at that same point. She's tanky as hell, correct? But PvE oriented content, more so, it's not bad to actually just run attack crit defense, correct? That also works. And again, the way you want to do it is make these 4 pieces attack and always make these 2 pieces over here crit defense. Because in the small case scenario, you want to change, you want to run defense instead. Or the small case scenario, you want to change and run attack crit instead. You can always do that. That is something that is optional for you. So in PvE-oriented content, if you want to do it this way, we run, and like this will work for both PvE and PvP, we make these over here, these 4 slots, make them all attack, all right? And then make these 2 slots over here crit defense. These are all options, all right? In this scenario, you're winning because guess what? In PvP, you'll do pretty good. You're not going to out-CC me because of the, loss of CC, but you will do a lot of damage, first off. Second, you will survive because of the crit defense pieces. And third, when you go to PvE-oriented content, you just have to replace these 2 pieces because they were originally crit defense. They are now crit damage, okay? Those are the options for this character. Again, it's fully up to you how you want to play the game. If you think that HP defense is it, just go for it. It's not a problem. If you want to try attack and crit defense, that is pretty good. You want to try HP crit defense, that's also there. It's many options. This character is versatile in that way, so it's up to you in which you think is going to work. Again, if I'm going to do it, I'm actually theoretically considering to do attack crit defense, okay? And for PvE oriented content, swap into a crit damage set. Correct? That's the way I'm doing it, all right? Again, for the substats, I think that we're going crit defense on these ones if you're doing the crit defense way, because you want to scale more crit defense. So realize that now if you're doing crit defense, all right, make sure that these things over here are rolled into crit defense. But yeah, basically, that's my 10 cents on the aspect of gear. Fully up to you. If you disagree, let me know down in the comments, but it looks like most characters can really fall under the HP defense scenario, and that's kind of it, really. On the prep side, just know that you literally will need a crap ton of books. You're going to need blue books, a lot of them. You're going to need a lot of gold, because you're going to be able to crafting 4 relics, which is 200 million? 2 million, 20 million. 20 million gold, which is a lot of gold, so that's also there. And you're going to need a lot of mats on the aspect of UR pendants. It's 4 collaboration units, so be ready on that aspect. Again, make sure you have full awakening tokens and all that stuff. Finish up the current events on global and get all the materials you need for this entire collaboration. There is a lot you're going to need, so I would recommend that you take it seriously, all right? With that really being it, quick little prep guide and stuff I want you to take care of. Again, prep those gear sets. Let me know what you're going for. Most of the characters really are looking to be at, HP defense. If you're playing more PvE-oriented content, you can swap Shalltear to an attack crit set and swap the one and only Albedo to a attack crit damage set and or crit defense, correct? And also really quickly, I wanted to add this into the video. If you plan on using Hel or Tyr in these teams, realize now their cosmetics are still on a global, being the Halloween ones. And if you don't give a crap about that, over here in the Hawk Pass, Hel is getting her costume, so make sure your Hawk Pass points are ready to go. Otherwise, you're missing out on one of the best Hel skins in the game, again, being either the Halloween one, which again, is for money only, sadly, but there is one coming to the Hawk Pass soon, so make sure you buy that one, so you have more CC for your team if you're running Hel team. So just know that quick little thing. But yeah, that's basically it. Quick little video. Get your mats up, get your stones up, get your everything up, get your gear ready. Want to go and talk in the comments? I can help out, see if I can get a better consensus. But for now, after everyone I talked to, that's about what I got for the gear sets. So yeah.